Basketball fans, what's going on? The NBA is coming back at the end of July, and on today's show, we've got some NBA news on some guys sitting out and some guys who have decided to play once the NBA gets going once again in Orlando. Now, the biggest name we're talking about on today's show is Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards. As of yesterday, he has decided he is sitting out when the NBA returns to Disney World on July 30th. Now, they say he's sitting out because he's got a right rotator cuff injury, but we've seen videos of Bradley Beal working out since the NBA has gone on a hiatus. I really think this is more of just a better safe than sorry situation for Bradley Beal because, let's face it, the Wizards are 5.5 games out of the playoffs. There's really a very slim chance they even sneak in to that 8 seed. So I don't think Bradley Beal wants to risk any more injury. Now, the Wizards are going to be missing quite a bit when he sits out this offseason this upcoming season because he's averaging 28 points per game, over 7 assists, more than 4 rebounds, and the three-point percentage at 34% isn't great, but he shoots so many that the three-point percentage really isn't telling of how good of a shooter he is. Now, the guys that are going to have to step up big with Bradley Beal going down are guys like Troy Brown Jr., Jerome Robinson, Admiral Schofield, and Isak Bonga. Now, Troy Brown Jr., I like a lot. A good defensive presence, and he's really come around this year, I think, to really prove his offensive game as well for the Wizards. Jerome Robinson was a lottery pick not that long ago for the Los Angeles Clippers, and since he's been with the Wizards, hasn't gotten a ton of time, but now might be his chance. Admiral Schofield, a rookie out of Tennessee, a kid who I liked a lot coming into the draft, is going to get another shot. And really, he's playing more of that small forward than shooting guard position. And then Bonga, of course, who came over from the Lakers as a part of that Mo Wagner trade as well, is going to get a chance to really step up quite a bit. So the Wizards are going to be different, but they might be kind of exciting because of all these young players they've got in the starting five. Shabazz Napier will come in since they waived Isaiah Thomas. He will probably be their starting point guard. Jerome Robinson, I think, could be the starting 2 guard. Troy Brown Jr. will be in there at the 3. And then Thomas Bryant and Rui Hachimura, of course, a rookie there at the power forward position. Look, this isn't a good starting 5. Actually, it's a terrible starting 5. But Hachimura, Troy Brown Jr., Thomas Bryant, and Jerome Robinson, those are all fun young names that Wizards fans can look forward to watching in Orlando. But I wouldn't expect to watch them when the NBA playoffs roll around at the end of those 8 games. Now, speaking of the NBA playoffs, I want you guys to make a prediction because we haven't even talked about this much on this show, and I'm kind of regretting it because I like interacting with you guys and learning about what you guys think and who you guys think are going to be in the NBA Finals. So I want you to make your prediction. Which 2 teams are going to be in the NBA Finals this year? I am playing it kind of safe, but I'm going to say the Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks. And if you let me know who your 2 teams are, I'll let you know who my winner is in the comment section below. Now, basketball is back, and that means you need your favorite team's gear to rep all summer long. So when you go to chatsports.com/NBA return, you can get these Ball is Back t-shirts with your favorite team's logo on them, whether it's the Mavs, the Celtics, the Toronto Raptors, whatever teams are in the bubble, those teams' gear are going to be on Fanatics. So go check them out, chatsports.com/NBA return for under $30. Go pick yourself up one today. Now let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets because, man, this team is a dumpster fire with the way things are going right now. Spencer Dinwiddie has now decided he's sitting out. He tested positive for the coronavirus, and he will now, he says officially, not play when it returns to Orlando. The thing is that he was experiencing symptoms once he got diagnosed. He wasn't asymptomatic, and that was problematic. So the doctors, the team doctors, and himself and his family all decided, hey, probably better safe than sorry. We're not going to have you play. Now, the thing with Dinwiddie was that once Kyrie and KD were out, he was their only 20-point-per-game scorer left on the roster, and now they don't even have a guy averaging 20 or more points per game. So, yeah, the Brooklyn Nets are a mess, but followed by Spencer Dinwiddie, we soon after learned that Taurean Prince won't be playing for the Nets either. He also tested positive for the virus, and he didn't get the test until really, really late. So that meant, hey, they don't have enough time to decide whether or not he can play. He has to sit out. The thing with Prince is that he started 61 games for the Nets. He was the makeshift starter while Kevin Durant was out all year with that Achilles injury, and he did really well for Brooklyn. So when you combine their stats, the Brooklyn Nets are going to be missing 30 to almost 33 points per game in these guys, more than 7 assists. That's nearly 10 rebounds per game, and then really good three-point shooters as well. Prince is a good three-point shooter. Spencer Dinwiddie, not so much because he chucks up a few too many. But these are two valuable pieces for the Nets, and they're trying to hold on to that 8 seed. It's going to be a lot tougher without these guys in the mix. And when you look at all the guys out for Brooklyn, it's not pretty. If you put all of these guys on one roster, that's probably enough to be the 8 seed in the Eastern Conference. Kevin Durant and Kyrie, of course, both out. Kevin Durant with that Achilles injury hasn't played all year. Kyrie with the shoulder injury that's bugged him for quite a while. Then DeAndre Jordan tested positive for the virus, and he decided better safe than sorry as well. He's sitting out. Wilson Chandler wants to be safe for his family, so he's sitting out. And then we get word of Spencer Dinwiddie and Taurean Prince sitting out after testing positive. And finally, the rookie out of Georgia, Nick Claxton, hurt his shoulder and had shoulder surgery. So that's 7 guys on an NBA roster. Now remember, only 15 active players can be on an NBA roster plus 2 two-way guys. So almost half of their normal roster is out when they go to Orlando. So now their starting 5, a lot like Washington, is pretty ugly. However, I think the Nets are in a much better situation here. They just signed Tyler Johnson. I'm assuming he's going to be their starting point guard now with everything going on. And then Caris LeVert, a kid who I love a lot, but unfortunately he's going to get double teamed like crazy because the only other decent scorer on this team is Joe Harris, and he can only spot up from 3. Jared Allen in the middle, fun young big man, not going to carry you to the playoffs or through the first round. And then I guess their new starting power forward is Rodions Kurucs. I really don't know because Wilson Chandler's out and Taurean Prince is out and Kevin Durant is out. Now there's word that they're looking at Amir Johnson, but this is their current starting 5, and man, it is not pretty. So which team is in worse shape? You've got the Washington Wizards, who have their by far best player in Bradley Beal sitting out, and now they're full of all rookies, and they're already 5.5 games out of the playoffs. Or you got the Brooklyn Nets, who are missing 7 players from their active roster. Might be starting guys like Rodions Kurucs and Tyler Johnson. But the thing is, Brooklyn's at least in the playoffs right now. Washington, 5.5 games back. So I think the Wizards are in worse shape. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now let's move on to some good news. A guy who decided he is going to play. Dwight Howard of the Los Angeles Lakers. There was speculation that he might be sitting out, but he decided, hey, I want to play and I want to be able to make a statement for my community as well. So he decided he will play with the Los Angeles Lakers, but he's going to donate all of his game checks to his nonprofit charity known as Breathe Again. So good for Dwight Howard making a difference in the community and really in the world as a whole right now. This whole country needs it, and he's doing a good job. I believe I saw a number of that's going to be over $700,000 donated to that charity. Might want to check my math on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. So now that the Lakers have Dwight Howard back, they've got their 2 main centers ready to go. They split time. JaVale McGee is the starter, but plays a few less minutes than Dwight Howard every single night. But together, they are a fearsome duo in the middle of the floor. Dwight Howard, 7.5 points per game, followed by JaVale McGee, 7 points per game. Both of them averaging right around 6 for JaVale McGee and 7.5 rebounds for Dwight Howard. Both of them very good shot blockers. Both of them finish around the rim really, really well. And like I said, they're splitting those minutes fairly evenly. So it would have hurt a lot if the Lakers would have had Dwight Howard out, because JaVale McGee would have been playing close to 32 minutes a night, I would assume, had Dwight Howard been out. Now, one of the scariest things is that the Lakers already are without Avery Bradley. So really, they couldn't afford to lose another guy like Dwight Howard. Now, they did sign J.R. Smith to replace Avery Bradley, but Bradley was the first Laker to say, really one of the first players in the NBA to say, hey, I'm not comfortable playing. I don't want to go. And that's why people were worried about Dwight Howard not playing, because he might follow in the footsteps of Avery Bradley. However, that didn't happen. Now, Bradley's been a starter and a key role player all year for the Lakers. So the question for the Lakers now is, who steps into that starting 5? Is it Kyle Kuzma or is it KCP? I think those are the only 2 options. I think, some people might argue Alex Caruso. Some people might argue maybe like a Rajon Rondo, but I think KCP is the new starter here. I think that makes the most sense because he steps in. He's been good off the bench anyway. And you just put LeBron at the point guard role, let KCP and Danny Green handle the wing positions, and then guys like Anthony Davis and JaVale McGee in the middle. I think that makes the most sense to me, but maybe you got a different opinion. Now, if you want to keep up with the NBA coverage all season long and the entire time they're in Orlando, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, we're ramping up this NBA coverage. We're going to have it every single day, all day, every day. So hit that subscribe button and get us up to 200,000 subscribers. We're hovering around 185,000. I want more. Now, I thank you guys every day for subscribing. Love interacting with all y'all in the comment section. Give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. Now, one more piece of news here for you NBA fans. Luc Mbah a Moute is back in the NBA. He's decided to sign with the Houston Rockets with the news of Thabo Sefolosha sitting out when the Rockets travel to Orlando. Now, Mbah a Moute is a familiar face for the Rockets as he played in 61 games with Houston back in 2017, 2018. But the past 4 years have been very up and down for Luc Mbah a Moute. Last year, he only played in 4 games for the Los Angeles Clippers. And then before that, 61 games with the Houston Rockets. Now, the year before that, he was back with the Clippers, in which he played 80 games, was a consistent piece off the bench. But then before that, 75 games in which he couldn't get consistent minutes with the Clippers again. So Luc Mbah a Moute has been all over the map, but he's a familiar face in Houston. And that's why this signing makes sense for the Rockets. They don't really have to integrate a new guy into a brand new system. And you look at what Sefolosha did this year with 2 points per game, 27% from 3, and just grabbing 2 rebounds. This could be considered an upgrade. Now, Luc Mbah a Moute has been out of the league for a year, maybe even 2 if you consider the fact that he only played in 4 games in 2018, 2019. But last time he was with Houston, he put up 7.5 points per game and shot nearly 36% from 3. So some may call this an upgrade. I'd be going as far to say it. Now, here's the thing. Luc Mbah a Moute isn't going to be playing a ton. In fact, I think there's going to be maybe 2 games in which he plays real minutes for this Rockets team. We're not going to see a ton of minutes from him. But when he comes in, he's going to give you defense. He's going to be able to pull down rebounds, and he can knock down a corner 3 as well. So I think the Rockets are getting a good signing here, a good replacement for Thabo Sefolosha. But here's the question now for Rockets fans and for the NBA fans as a whole. Are the Rockets actual title contenders? Type C if you think they're a contender. Type P if you think they are a pretender. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to come out and say it right now. I think the Rockets, if they face a team like the Dallas Mavericks or the Denver Nuggets, are a first-round exit. Now, if they get to Utah Jazz or the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think James Harden and Russell Westbrook can carry them past the first round. But I don't think they're title contenders. I just don't. And maybe you disagree. Maybe you want to call me a hater in the comment section below. That's fine. Hater Jimmy is back and he's ready to play. But maybe you want to rep H-Town. Maybe you want to rep the Houston Rockets when the NBA gets going again. Go to chatsports.com/NBAT. Get up to 30% off your favorite team's t-shirts. Maybe you don't want to rep H-Town. Maybe you want to rep the other team in Texas, the Dallas Mavericks. You want that skyline across the chest for 30% off? chatsports.com/NBAT. Finally, the Los Angeles Lakers. You got them too. LeBron James, AD, whoever you want, whatever team you want. Fanatics is hooking you guys up with some great deals today. So I'm going to get off this video. I'm going to go buy myself a t-shirt, and I'll talk to you guys next time.